welcome back to Zegami Beauty. My name is Krisha. So today's video is going to be really fun. We're going to try on a bunch of new products. We have some stuff from Chanel. This is from their spring collection still that I haven't had a chance to play with. Some stuff from Guerlain in the Terracotta line. And a bunch of random stuff in between. Before we get started, of course, I welcome and invite you to subscribe to my channel. Also, follow me on Instagram at Zegami Beauty. So let's get started. I'm going to start off with a bit of a primer. So I don't know if it's a primer, to be honest. I think it's just illuminating drops. So I already opened it because I had to swatch it just to see how bright it was. But it's the Blanc collection that comes out every year in the spring from Chanel. And these are the Rosy drops. So these are going to be essentially illuminating drops. When I've swatched it just now, they had quite a bit of a sheen to them, quite pink and quite on the brightening side. So I feel like if I put it under my foundation, it'll kind of give me a little bit of a pop of brightness underneath, especially on the cheeks. So I'm just going to put probably one pump is enough. And they're quite pink, quite pastel-like. And I'm just going to put them on my cheeks because I feel like I want my cheeks to really, really glow. Quite a bit of scent, even more so than typical, I feel, Chanel products. So if you don't like scent, it's quite strong, not gonna lie. Okay, perfect. So that just really gave me quite the glow, especially on this side because I do have some new lighting. So I feel like this side's really, you can see how glowy it is there. Next thing I'm gonna do is put on some foundation. So I got this foundation from Lancome. It came up about 2 years ago, I think, and I never thought to try it, but I'm always down for a really nice, light, almost tinted moisturizer type foundation. So this one's called Skin Feels Good. And it's supposed to be very moisturizing, very light, very radiant and illuminating. It does have some really skin-loving ingredients, some glycerin, it has hyaluronic acid in it, which tends to be like the holy grail of moisturizing ingredients in skincare these days. It does have just like a tube packaging, but of course it has a pump. I hope I got the right color. Again, I'm buying a lot of my stuff online lately, so I haven't had a chance to swatch it, so we'll see. Mine is in the shade, I believe it's 025W, soft beige. So we'll see, and I'm usually like an NC20, sometimes NW20, because I'm neutral toned, so I kind of go between different tones in foundation, sometimes more pinky, sometimes more beigey or peachy. So this one we'll see what it does. So I'm going to do, ooh, it's quite whipped. So I don't go crazy with foundation, but I'm going to do like 1.5 pumps and see what happens. So I'm going to actually use my fingers first and I usually just put it on kind of all over. I'll put it on with a brush initially, and then I will kind of use my sponge at the end just to sort of blend it in. It's a really good color. Oh, okay, I'm really happy. Oh, this smells divine. It's floral, but fruity floral and not overwhelming. I don't know, just almost really, really quite fresh and juicy smelling. I love fragrances and products. I know you guys probably, if you watch my other videos, are getting a sense of that. I do, as long as it's just light and not overly chemically, obviously. So this is giving me some serious glow. It doesn't have a ton of coverage, so it's gonna be sort of a light, not even medium. It's gonna be a light base and not a ton of coverage, but just so pretty. I'm gonna just use a sponge just to kind of, and it smells really, really good. Wow, I'm excited. Why have I not tried this before? Oh my gosh, better late than never. So next I'm gonna put on some concealer. Nothing new here. I'm gonna use the Magic Concealer from Charlotte Tilbury. I have this in shade number 4. And I'm just gonna put just some under my eyes, okay, around my nose, just my typical sort of dark spots on my face. And this I'm going to blend in initially with a brush, and then I'm going to use a sponge. This is not new. I love this product so much. If I'm wearing a full face of foundation, I will definitely use this concealer. So next we're going to powder. Nothing new here as well for under the eyes. I'm going to use my Guerlain Meteorites. Perfect. So that just gives me a really light setting of under the eyes. Doesn't have really, like I said in prior videos, any weight to it or any extra coverage to it. It just literally illuminates and sets the eyes, the under eyes so beautifully. Next, we have a really exciting product. So this was on sale on Sephora's website maybe a couple weeks ago. Their sale section, I feel, just it's so random. Like sometimes you'll get this influx of stuff that goes on sale, and if you don't catch it right in the morning, it's gonna sell out. So this is one of those products where I luckily checked in the morning, first thing, and like just grabbed it really quick. These are the Givenchy loose powder. This one is the Prisme Libre in Mousseline Pastel, a really basic product in their collection. However, usually they bring out just special packaging for different occasions. So in this case, this was the Chinese New Year packaging, so it did go on sale, which was nice. So just like that, the current ones just have, I think, their typical Givenchy symbol on it in a quadrant, I believe. I've never tried this. I'm so excited to try this. So it comes with a puff, which you can use, of course, to sort of press the powder in. I'm gonna just use it as a loose powder with a brush. Looks like that. I am gonna put a little bit of it into the lid, and it has so many beautiful pastel colors. We have violet, pink, green, and blue, and I think this is more to just kind of like brighten the skin and maybe neutralize some discoloration. I'll use my typical powder brush. I don't usually like loose powder because this is why it just floats everywhere. So quite dusty, dustier than my Chanel loose powder, definitely dustier than the Hourglass powder. Let's go in and just lightly dust it all over. Again, floral, everything is having a floral scent today. I'm in heaven. Some of you may not be, so warning. So it lightly set my face. I still have that glow underneath, but it's just sort of settled things down so I don't look greasy, and I don't feel that my foundation is just going to rub off as soon as I start putting other products on top. So no texture, like no added weight, or of course no color. It's very translucent, but it just sort of just settled everything down. So now I don't feel as tacky. Wow. So far so good, you guys. Okay. Next, we're gonna go in, before actually we go in with anything else, I'm gonna do my brows off camera, okay? So give me a second. Okay, so brows are on, and we're now ready for the eye look. So what I'm gonna use today is going to be the Chanel, it's a limited edition, but I was still able to find it. They still had quite a bit of stock at Shoppers Drug Mart that carries Chanel here, so still might be around, especially even on the Chanel website. So it's their quad from the spring collection, sort of their desert collection, in Warm Memories. The box is destroyed because my toddler got to it and decided to open it and had more fun with the box than the product. Thankfully, now that I think about it, it could have been a bad situation. But yeah, so her and her sister just mangled the box, but that's okay. So we have the product. It's a very warm toned palette, so mauvey, but really a warm mauve, and then it has a bit of like a peach, a pop of peach in there that's quite satiny. Has the little brushes in it as usual, which I don't usually use, so those are gonna go away. And then those are the colors there. So I have swatched them, but I haven't used them, so I'm kind of not sure what I'm going to do with it, but we'll see. I'm just going to prime my eyes with the Urban Decay Primer Potion in Sin. I'm going to go in with that warm toned peachy color because I just feel like peachy colors look really good in my crease. I naturally have sort of a kind of like peachy or orangey tone to my skin, especially around the eyes. So I just feel like this sort of enhances that. Why fight nature, right? Sometimes it's easier to go along with what you naturally have feature-wise and just enhance that. That's sort of my philosophy. Of course, sometimes you do want to do something a little bit crazier that maybe is, you know, out of your typical comfort zone, and that's fun too. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is go in with one of the mauvey shades. I'm going to go with the lighter one actually, so this one here, and just kind of put it all over my lid. Ooh, I really like that. Not very pigmented, quite sheer. That would work really well in the crease as well, so I might actually put a pop of it in my crease also. But for now, let's just kind of put it all over. and then a little bit under the eyes there. I'm going to go back in with a crease brush and take that same mauvey color and just kind of work it a little bit into the crease. So just with a more compact brush, and I'm just going to go in with that darker color there and just enhance the eye. So just go close to the lash line on the top eye and then kind of build it up on the edge there. These are not overly pigmented. That's so pretty. It just enhances it. Very monochromatic, monotone type palette. So again with that dark color. Okay, so I think I'm done with that. There is one more color that I haven't played with, more matte mauve, but I'm really happy with this. I might just put a little bit more of that warm toned color. I'm using a Wayne Goss brush. This is the 16 brush, which I feel works really, really well for crease work, and it's slightly pointed, so it just kind of is easy to get really into the crease and then just wing it out slightly. And I really like that. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to, at this point, line my eyes. So I'm going to do the top with my MAC in Carbon. So I'll just do that quickly. And I always line just that inner third and outer third for my round shaped eyes to give them a little bit more of an almond or winged out cat eye effect. And instantly my eyes look a little bit more cat eye-ish, the shape, versus being so round. Beautiful. I love it. Wow. I'm going to do my typical sort of like contour situation with my Marc Jacobs in Tantalize. So this was the coconut bronzer from last year, and this one I use to give a little bit of contour to my face. Okay, I'm going to do my cream bronzer next. I do like to layer products, so I will put on a little bit of the Chanel Soleil Tan de Chanel. Not a lot, but just to kind of create a nice base for any other bronzer that I'm going to be using on top. Put everything down the neck to kind of make it seamless. Okay, so that's nothing new, and then I will go in with another bronzer. So this bronzer is kind of on the newer side. It came out probably a couple months ago. It's the Terracotta Matte from Guerlain, and they brought these out and then removed the kind of bronzer with the contour and brightening powder in it. I think it was a quadrant. Typical terracotta bronzer packaging. Typical terracotta bronzer smell, which makes me so happy. And I got it in light, which when I swatched it, I was a little bit concerned it was going to be too light, but we'll see. So I'm going to use a stiffer brush because I do find with terracotta or any Guerlain product, the product sort of, it's not super powdery. They're quite packed down. So I will use a little bit more of a firmer brush, and I'm getting a decent amount of product on the brush, and let's go in, let's try. Not overly pigmented. I think I could have went up a shade into the medium. It's really warming up my face, and I don't have to worry about putting on too much product because it's quite sheer, quite buildable, and it adds a very realistic bronze effect. But you do have to kind of really build it up, and I think it's just because it is the light. Pretty, so nice, and the smell is just so nostalgic. It's just, it is like summer in a compact. So next product we're going to go into is going to be a blush. It's nothing new, so I'm going to just do it really, really quick. It's going to be the NATASHA DENONA Love Cheek Palette. And I love how this sheer cream in this palette, it does go over powder products, which is so nice because I put the bronzer on before the blush, which I don't usually do, so kind of all over the place today. I guess all of us are a little bit or a lot all over the place with everything that's happening in the world. And oh, I wasn't going to touch on this because I'm trying to make this into a positive place. It's sort of like the other side of me that kind of deals with what's going on in the world, and this beauty side of me is just sort of an escape for a little bit. But I don't know, I think at the end of the day, I've been doing research on a lot of things. Without going into too much detail, 2016 I was on my first maternity leave, and I started researching just things about the world and just how the world is, and just finding out different truths, different things. So kind of had a little bit of a wake up then. And then with coronavirus, that started, I remember being at work, and I'm a pharmacist, so I remember being at work during the first week and feeling fear. And I didn't like that feeling. I think fear is one of the worst feelings that humans can feel. It's a really low vibration. And I said, no, I'm going to do my research. And I'm a logical person. I'm a critical thinker. And I started doing research, and I started empowering myself and just figuring out for myself what I believed was going on, and the truth behind that. And of course, shutting down the news. Like, you don't listen to the news. Don't do that. Turn off the TV. Do your own research. And then now we've pretty much, I don't know what happened to coronavirus, because now we're having something else completely going on. And the world is now in a different state of protest. And we're having these mass protests. And some of them are turning violent. A lot of them are turning violent. And that's a whole other story too. And I feel that what happened to coronavirus, all of a sudden that's not a thing anymore, and now this is a thing, and I feel like humanity is getting played. And I wasn't really going to get into this in this video, but you know what, I guess I'll just kind of get into it a little bit, because it's weighing on me, and it's even showing in this video, and I'm just not fully, you know, I can't put on this face that I'm fully oblivious to what's going on, because I'm not. That's not me. And I just feel like time and time again, humanity is being pitted against each other through potentially different groups, different people that are maybe in more power in this world, that have more influence in this world. And that's something that we as humans need to wake up to and realize that there is a lot more going on than we initially might think. And we need to really, really dig deep, and we need to research things, and we need to look into perspectives, different perspectives, and follow what we feel leads us from the heart, and not buy into fear, not buy into, of course, violence or anger, even though those things will come out, because we are human and there are situations that instigate that. But at the end of the day, I do believe that it is a time for humanity to get together, and time for humanity to finally wake up and finally bring light to what's going on and how things have been for a long time, and to finally say no more. Say this is not okay. We're not going to be pitted against each other. We're not going to be lied to. We're not going to be played. We're not going to be put into states of fear anymore. And we're going to unite and unify as a species. I mean, we're all human, and we're all together on this world as one species. And what's been going on is just not right. So I do encourage you to do your research. I know I'm being a little bit vague here, but I don't want to make this into a channel where I talk about these things, about spiritual awakenings and stuff like that. So I do encourage you to do your research. There's more going on than might meet the eye. There's always something. Like the coronavirus, that was this massive thing, and now what happened to that? We're having these mass, you know, gatherings, and all of a sudden we're not hearing about that. Like that's questionable. And I just think we need to really, really do our research and really, really question everything. Question everything, empower ourselves, and open up our minds, open up our consciousness, and try to find resources where we feel that we can trust. And I feel like I've done that, and I just encourage everyone to do that. And the sooner we all realize what's going on, the sooner we can all stand up and say, as a human species, that we're not going to do this anymore, that we're going to push forward through love and through a higher sense of understanding, which I know humanity is capable of. I know we are. Okay, so now that that's off my chest, let's keep going with the try-on, because we may as well finish up the try-on. We're gonna do the powder blush just on top of that cream, and then we're gonna go and try the new highlighter from Guerlain. So this is a palette, and highlighting palette. So essentially it has 3 different highlighters in it, and I did haul this not too long ago, but I haven't actually tried it on my face. So let's do that. I'm going to take sort of a fluffy brush, and it's a really, really soft powder. So I'm going to go in probably with the sort of like golden tone and then the pinky tone and just kind of use them together. So let's see. So very similar to the Hourglass Strobe palette that was re-released. I would say it's a little bit even more soft and creamy. It's not a cream, it's definitely a powder, but it goes on the skin even, kind of melts into the skin even more so than the Hourglass, which I didn't think was possible because that one's pretty amazing. And I feel that this one just blends in and just sinks in almost like a cream would, but without, you know, the application of a cream. So pretty, absolutely lovely. Okay, so I'm going to line my eyes, and I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Duo Pencil in Copper Charge, and then I'm going to go put on mascara off camera and then come back. Okay, I'm back, mascara's on, I just have the lips to do, and I have something really, really exciting. I don't know, it's not a new product by any means, but they had a point perk if you purchased Lancome products. I think it was a certain amount at Shoppers Drug Mart, then you got extra points on it. So it just worked out to be such a fantastic, fantastic promotion they had. And I wanted to get the Lancome foundation anyways. And I've been sort of on the fence about going into their lipstick line, because anytime I get a gift with purchase from Lancome, the lipsticks are fabulous. The formula is beautiful. For the most part, they go on really smooth. They sort of like dry down and cushion the lips. So I wanted to actually get a color that I chose, because of course, gift with purchases, it's whatever color they decide to do for that particular season. So I wanted to choose a color that I was interested in and actually try the full-size product. So it's going to be L'Absolu Rouge in the color Blush Classique. So online, it looked like a very, very wearable pink. The packaging is really interesting. How do I even open it? Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, so you push down. And by pushing down on that little floral logo, it just pops out, and then you can just pop it out. So this color, yeah, it looks quite pinky, quite mauvey, not a full out mauve, but not overly too pink. Definitely somewhere in between. So let's see how this looks. I'm really, really excited to try this. Scented though, kind of like L'Oreal. It's a sister company. L'Oreal owns Lancome. Lancome's under the umbrella. So if you ever tried the L'Oreal lipsticks, very similar scent. So everything today has been scented. Sorry guys, it just is what it is. All these products did have a scent. I don't mind it, although I don't like scent in lipsticks, unless it's going to be something vanilla-like, like the MAC lipsticks have just a very slight vanilla type scent to it. Not a fan of floral scent in lipstick. Who wants to be eating a flower? Not usually. I know they have flowers that they can put on top of desserts that are edible, but usually we don't want to be eating a rose. So that being said, I'm not surprised that Lancome has, let me just put the lipstick on first, then we can talk. Definitely, definitely scented, and I don't remember the gift with purchases being this scented, so that sort of doesn't sit as well with me. The color is pretty. It's a little bit more mauvey than I thought it was going to be. Still very wearable. Not sure about the lipstick, I'm not going to lie, and it does have a floral taste to it, so I'm actually going to probably take it off as soon as I get off camera, but I guess you can't win them all, can you? Everything else, fantastic. The illuminator underneath my foundation, I think was good. I don't know. I mean, my skin is so glowing from the highlighter from Guerlain that I really don't know if that did enough. I'll play with it and I'll keep you guys posted, but the foundation is stunning. It's wearing so well. I'm not getting any like creasing, any sort of weird like adherence to any parts of my skin. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It just kind of melded into my skin. The bronzer from Guerlain is nice. A little bit on the light side. I probably would go with the medium normally, but again, it was very, very smooth and just sort of went on the skin seamlessly. The eyeshadow palette is probably my second favorite thing in this try-on. My favorite thing is going to be the Guerlain highlighting compact. This is stunning. If you can get your hands on this, because I'm guessing it's going to be limited edition, I would really, really recommend it. I think it's just absolutely gorgeous. And even this darker color, I think I would use as a bronzer topper. It does have that typical Guerlain Meteorites scent, so I think that's violets that they have in there, but I love that scent, so I think it's absolutely gorgeous. This would be my biggest recommendation in the entire haul. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I had to say what I had to say, and hopefully it resonates with some of you, and either way it was something that I had to get out, because I felt like, I don't know, I just didn't feel comfortable doing this video today in terms of, having that in the back of my mind and not getting it out. I do feel better about saying the things I did. I just want you guys to enjoy the rest of your day and love each other, of course. Love is the only thing that's going to get us out of this. So let's love each other. Peace and love to you all. Bye.